What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop. On this beautiful Friday, I hope you guys are doing really good. The reason I even started this podcast basically 11 months ago or so was to take you guys along what it's taken us to get to from ground zero with our first listing to becoming a successful, fully functioning online resale business on eBay, right? So I took you through some of the scoops of what we had to do to get licensed. And I can go over some more of that throughout this video. But the reason I'm making these videos is to show you guys that you can do the same thing and don't be worried about the unknown, right? Like, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about how to be efficient. All I knew is I worked hard at every other job that I've ever worked in my entire life. And if I worked hard at something long enough, that my dreams could become a reality. And this is the other main reason that I started this podcast, guys, is because for 25 years of my life, I was a loser. And that's nothing that I'm like tooting my horn about, right? Like, I'm not proud of my past, but I am proud of who I'm becoming today. And it takes consistent energy and consistent growth in order for you to become somebody that you never knew you could become, right? I never ever imagined in a million years that I would be an owner of an incorporation, of anything of that sort. So, I'm no different than anybody else throughout this group or throughout the reselling journey. I just had a vision, and I was never going to give up, regardless of how tough it get. And times will get tough. I will promise you that. They'll get to the point where you feel like you're actually doing things for no reason whatsoever, but that's wrong. You got to get out of that mindset and know that every action you're taking in your business is going to have either a positive outcome or a negative outcome. For example, if you're going to procrastinate for listing, that's going to give you a negative outcome in your payouts, for sure. Right now, if you don't procrastinate and you list items, and instead of looking at, I gotta list 20 more items, start looking at every time you get one more item up and listed, you are building your future. Like, what do you want your future to look like? That's what I like to ask. What do you want your future? I mean, everybody's got an imagination of what their future they want it to look like, right? And you have the ability to make that come true if you do the things you don't want to do today to have the things that you can have tomorrow, right? You are working today, not for today's payout. You are working for today for the future's payout. Remember that. And remember that, because I can almost guarantee anybody that gets into reselling is going to feel like they're doing a lot more work than they're getting paid for in the beginning. And you know what? That's not just in reselling, guys. It's business in general. I told you guys I was very ignorant to business. I didn't understand how it worked. And what I've come to learn over the course of these 2 years I've been reselling is that if you stay consistent on eBay at a certain number and you gradually increase that number, eBay will gradually increase your pay as well. This is the only platform, this is the only job I've ever had that will actually pay you your worth. Right? It'll actually pay you your worth. No other job, 9 to 5. I don't care if you're making $100,000 a year. If a company is willing to pay you $100,000 a year, I'm going to tell you what, you're probably making them $500K a year. So you're worth more than that. Your value is more than that. And that'll be a topic for another video of how to find your value within yourself and how to strive for that, right? Because you can only imagine me for 25 years being a junkie, drug addict, in and out of jails and prisons. My value of myself was next to nil. Like, I didn't feel important. I didn't feel like I deserved anything. And if any of you guys can relate with that, you'll understand completely what I'm talking about. Maybe you were in an unruly relationship that was abusive and you were down, talked upon for years and years and years, right? You come out of that and your value is very low and you got to rebuild that. Matter of fact, I was just talking to another business owner that cuts my hair, and she went through that same thing. I'm not putting anybody's name out there or anything like that, but I'm amazed. She turned her whole life around. She's a proud business owner now. She's about to buy the barber shop that she is a manager at. And that's just awesome to see somebody that, I think it's so much cooler. It's different. Like if I was just like, my dad was like, oh, here's $100 million to get started, right? Then how could you not succeed, right? Like, how could you not succeed with that? But, when you chose some bad choices in your earlier lifetime and you wound yourself up in places like me, jail, prison, rehabs, all kinds of crazy, stupid shit that I wouldn't want to see any of you guys go through. And then you turn your life. Now, that's something to talk about. That gives somebody hope that is maybe struggling with that battle right now of addiction or criminal activity or whatever it might be, right? There's addictions in all forms. There's sex addiction. I mean, you name it, there's an addiction to it, right? There's cell phone addiction. There's Facebook addiction. There seriously should be some groups, Facebook's Anonymous and TikTok Anonymous. There really should. That's for something else. But the main reason I want to show you guys and tell you about my past history is so you guys can believe it in yourself. Regardless of what you went through in life, guys, there's always somebody out there that went through more struggles than you, right? There's always somebody out there that had it worse than I did, right? And I'm not saying I had it bad. I chose it to be bad. And I want to take you guys along and show you what we had to do to become successful. And if you're going to be a reseller where you just want to do it once or twice a week, that's fine and dandy, right? But if you got a vision of where you want to have a warehouse one day and 20 employees or 50 employees working for you, you're going to have to do a lot more on an occasional listing, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have this your full-time job, and you're going to have to put everything you have into it, because if you don't, you will not get to your... Listen, any type of success in reselling comes from hard work and dedication. I don't care what any other reseller's talking about on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. It comes from hard work and dedication. It don't matter your knowledge in the beginning. Yeah, when you're a 10-year veteran, you know some things you should not do. That's because it comes with experience, and you can gain that same experience if you don't give up, right? It's all about the not giving up. If you push through and you muscle through it, when I mean muscle, I'm not talking about strong strength muscle, right? I'm talking about the mental fortitude that you are going to need to overcome obstacles. Things are going to come in your way. You're going to get a shitty customer. You're going to get a return that you believe is not fair. You're going to have times where you can't find any inventory. I mean, there's numerous different things that can be a roadblock to people. And actually, those little things make people quit. And if something that small is going to make you quit going towards your dreams, then that really wasn't your dream to begin with, right? There should be nothing that can get in the way of it. I feel at this point in time right now in our business that I'm unstoppable. Can my business fail? For sure, right? The 99.9% of any reason that my business is failing, it's because of me. It's because I failed the business. It's got nothing to do. The platform's already there, guys. There's already millionaires on eBay. So it's got nothing to do with the platform failed you. You failed it, right? So if I failed today, it is my fault. All the way 1,000% my fault. And most people fail because they can't get a structure. They can't build a system that actually works and they're efficient on it. Your system might take you a year. Your system might take you 2 years. It took me 2 years to figure out the system that I have now that I'm efficient day in and day out. It took me 2 years to figure that out, right? So it's going to take you some time. But I got some exciting news today. Sourcing has taken me some time because I'm trying to find the best deals right now. If you just go to thrift stores and spend $7 for every pair of jeans you get, that's great, but there's a lot better deals out there, right? So we went and had business cards made, and I don't mean business cards made to advertise my eBay account. I don't even have my eBay account on the business card. People ask, why not? Because, eBay gets you the traffic. You don't have to market that. I'm not telling you not to put your eBay store on your business card. But my main focal point of these business cards, guys, was to get inventory. One of the biggest battles of reselling is inventory. Okay? That's one of the biggest battles, and it can consume the majority of your day, and it has mine. I put thousands and thousands of miles on our car every single week by traveling around and trying to find the greatest deals, right? So what we did is we made some very simple. Now, guys, if you're going to do business cards, make them simple. Get straight to the point of what your business card represents. You should definitely have your contact information on there, whether that's via Gmail or your phone number. I do have my YouTube channel on mine because I am trying to get that to grow. But we have it very simple. It just states we buy mall brand and vintage clothes. Donations accepted, right? And it's in bold lettering that The business name is on top. It's got my phone number. I should probably actually clear that out because I don't know if you can put that out there on YouTube. I don't know. And it's got the rest of my information in that green lettering, and it's got a couple, like, I don't know, leather jackets and some clothes, some types of things that we would buy. I left the back blank for any notes that, what my biggest thing is, I know people in business, so I'm going around and putting these in their business, and they're advertising for me too. But every time we buy something from a customer, I'm going to leave this with the cash that I buy from them. We have been doing a lot of our sourcing off Marketplace. And you just text message somebody your phone number and what you do, they lose that message in a week with the other 99,000 messages they get, right? So they lose that. So you send them with a card, with the cash or check, however you're paying for the inventory you're getting. And this would be a better reminder for them, the next time. Maybe their sister has clothes that they want to get rid of. Maybe, I've run across numerous people that have been repeat customers because I let them know what I do and I let them know I'm always looking. Now, I don't have to get in so much detail. I can just, here's my card. This is what we do. Please contact us the next time that you have some clothes that you're willing to part with. And I haven't had any hits yet. We just got the cards today, right? I just dropped them off, 10 of them at one location. So what I'll do is in the next 3 months, I'll see how these cards actually work. Now, if you're wondering how much these cards, I didn't design these cards myself. I had a company do that here in the local Saginaw area. And it cost me $67 because I wanted them colored. Now, if you just want to go black and white, I think it was $40 or something like that. And for 250 of them, it cost $60 some odd, and for $10 extra, you got 500. So we started with 500. We started small, 500 business cards to me. That's going to be 500 people that's going to have our business card and know what we do. It's a start, right? So I consistently am trying to figure out ways I can make reselling, making listing become more efficient. And the other parts of reselling, such as sourcing, the reason for the business cards, I'm trying to make that easier on us so I can actually list more items a day. You really want to figure out, because the bread and butter is your listing. I'm telling you, your bread and butter is in the listing. And if you hate listing, you're not going to be successful, right? You're not always going to like it, right? You're not always going to like what you're doing, but you got to find a way to realize whatever you got to tell yourself. Like I tell myself, every item I list, I'm one step closer to the dream I want to build for me and my family. So you have to have some kind of why. Why, first of all, why are you reselling, right? Is it, most of us is because we don't want to work for a boss and we don't want to work for $400 or $500 a week anymore, right? Or 600, 700, whatever you're making, right? So we want to be self-employed and be our own boss. But, one thing I can't touch on is being your own boss. You got to realize when you're having a shitty day and the sales are down, you wanted this, right? You chose this. So don't get miserable with other people, which I have been guilty of in the past. When your sales are slow or whatever, you chose, or when you gotta pull 16-hour days, right? I could go right back to a 9 to 5 and get $600 a week and just go punch in the clock and punch back out, right? Come home and have the rest of the day to do nothing. But that's not going to fulfill the visions that I have. It's never going to fulfill that type of money will never fulfill what I want to live. And you have the right to own your dreams. You have the right to have what, if you, it's just, maybe you want a fancy sports car. I don't know. You deserve it, right? But you have to be willing to work your ass off to get that. Reselling is no cakewalk job, guys. It's not. Reselling will mind screw you so bad. If you can't get a hold of your thoughts and correlate them with your visions, you're going to fail at reselling. Reselling is not list a couple items and you're making $1,000 a week, okay? That is not going to happen for you. Sorry. It's just not the way it works, right? Reselling is something that is going to take time for you to build up. And if you sell clothes like me, you're going to have to build a good size inventory system. You want to make great money? Start working towards 10,000 items in your inventory. That sounds like too much for people. And it is. Don't start thinking about 10,000. But, think about your first 100. Get to your first 100. And then if you got to 100, you can get to 200. I always use this analogy for everything. And if you can get to 200, you can get to 4. If you can get to 4, you can get to 8. If you can get to 8, you can get to 16. And on and on and on. You guys get it, right? So if you can get to 1,000 items, you can get to 2,000 items. If you can get to 2, you can get to 3. If you can get, it just keeps going. If you can make a $100 bill on eBay, you can make 1,000. If you can make 1,000, you can make 10,000. If you can make 10, you can make 20. It's just what are you willing to do and what are you willing to sacrifice in order for you to get there? Right? That's all it is, guys. And that's why I want to start this channel, is to be downright honest with you guys about what it takes and not be one of these resellers on YouTube. And I'm not judging them because I know why they're doing it. It catches them attention, is to pop off and say, I made, $5,000 in one weekend. Everybody's like, holy cow, I can do, all of a sudden they get this hope that they can do that. And they don't realize it's going to take them a year and a half to get there. Right? And they're not willing. I'm not the guy that's going to sit here and say, you're going to get success instantly. I will be the guy that says you'll start getting sales immediately your first month. You will, your first couple weeks. If you list every single day starting today, you list one item a day. I can almost bet you'll have a sale by the end of the week, next week. Right? And if you continue to do that, you'll turn it into 2 and 3. You have to build. You have to start from nothing. You don't build a house and just say, voila, there's a brick mansion, right? You build it one brick at a freaking time, day in and day out until it's done. You ever go by a construction site and you look at it and you're like, holy cow, they only got the porch on, they got a long ways to go, right? You come back in like a week and a half later and it's done. You're like, holy shit, that was done quick. Do you know why it was done quick? Because they got a team, for one, and they're consistent every single day. That's how it's done. And they're reading off a blueprint. They're not looking at the whole project like, oh my God, how are we going to get all this done? They're putting one board next to the next board. And they're nailing it together. And then they move on to the next. And they're focused on one area. That's what you got to become when you are listing items. You have to be focused on what you are doing. If you're distracted, you're done. You're done. If you get distracted, you're never going to come out of the $20,000 a year marker on eBay. And I'm not saying that's bad for some people. Some people, that's great extra money, right? But if you want to turn this into a full-time living in business, you have to be cranking. You just start cranking, man. Focus on I don't care if it's 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. If that's what you want to start out as, do it. Or if it's 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning, do nothing but list. Nothing but I don't care who calls you. If they're not dying, don't answer the phone. I don't care who's trying to text message you. I don't care who dropped a comment on your Facebook. I don't care what else is going on in the world. You focus on your listing and watch how fast and efficient you get. It's your boy Flip the Stoop. I hope some of this information was valuable to you guys, but I do believe, don't stop. Believe you are, listen, if you want to be a legit business, you have to believe that you're actually a legit business. You can't just keep thinking you're a poser or a faker, right? Because then you ain't going to put the energy into what a real business puts their energy into. You have to believe that you are in order to achieve it. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, you have to believe, first of all, that you're worth what you're about to put in. And then second of all, that you are a proud business owner. And once you get to that level, then you'll start thinking business. And you'll start putting in the work, I believe, that you will need to do to actually be full-time reseller. Now, nobody can tell you what it takes to be a full-time reseller other than hard work and dedication. Maybe Chris from Daily Refinement can get as many items as he gets up in 40 hours a week, right? Where it might take me, because I don't have any employees, 120 hours that week to get the same amount of items he's getting up. So nobody can tell you the amount of time it's going to take you. Everybody's clock is different. Some people have help, some people don't. Your day looks different from Daily Refinements than mine, right? But if you stay dedicated, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. As long as you're waking up feeling accomplished and you're looking forward to your day, you are succeeding. Success don't come from a dollar amount. $1 million a year doesn't makes you financially successful, yes, but it doesn't make you happy. You know how many people that are millionaires walking around and they're miserable, and you're like, you don't know how they could be miserable? Well, you don't know the rest of their life. Maybe they're miserable in their business and they don't know, they can't stand what they do. That money don't mean shit then. It buys them a shiny car and they're happy for about 24 hours. Then the next day they don't give two shits about it, right? You can't become successful in your mind without being happy with what you're doing. You have to feel accomplished, like you're getting somewhere. And if it takes as much as going to get your business legit and investing some money, and this also is holding me accountable. I am investing money into our business, so I can't slack now. I don't have the choice. I don't got that right to be slacking anymore. I took a lot of money out of me and my fiance's pockets to build this. I can't give up now. Once you start, a lot of people don't want to invest in it. Well, I don't want to pay for business licenses. Then you don't really want to go too far. What do I need business license for? Because look, man, it's a paper trail on eBay. The IRS is going to come for your ass if you make, at least if you're in Michigan, you make over $20,000 a year, the IRS is taxing your ass. You better believe that, right? And why not go about it legit? Well, I don't know how to do that. Neither did I. There is no excuse. Quit making excuses. Go call a couple CPAs and say, hey, look, man, I got this business idea I've been working on as a side hustle. This is the exact words I use, guys. It's a side hustle, and I want to go fully legit, and I don't know how to do it. The first one might say, we ain't got nothing for you. Okay, don't give up there. Call the next. That's what I did. By about the third person I called, they said, come on in, man. I want to talk to you. They gave me 2 hours of their time for free. And they set me up, and they said, well, you should go with an S Corp if you're already profitable, and this is the reason why, and this is how much, and they broke it all down to me. And they said, this is the fee it's going to cost. I said, I'll have it next week. And I brought it to him next week, and he pushed the paperwork. All I did is signed on the dotted line a couple places. And we became an incorporation. You can do the same thing. Guys, an incorporation isn't a building, and it isn't people. An incorporation is a piece of paper that is in a file in the IRS, in the state's files, and in your file as well. That's all it is. That's all it is. Well, people, as soon as they hear incorporation, which incorporation might not be right for your business model, okay? So I'm not a professional on whether you should choose just to be an LLC or be an LLC and an S Corp like we are, or, be a sole property. I don't know that for you. I don't know your circumstances, and I'd be very naive to tell you which one you should choose. But there are professionals out there you pay a very minimal amount to. Say, listen, people be like, well, I don't want to spend no money on somebody who's going to help build my business. Then you don't really want it, right? You have to start looking at money as a tool. I went broke to start the business, damn near, right? I damn near went broke, but I'm okay with going broke. What do you think you're going to do the first time you hire somebody? You're going to go damn near broke just to be able to afford to hire somebody, right? And with hopes, that's an investment. You are investing into somebody within hopes in a couple weeks to a month that investment starts paying off into your business's best interest. And if not, it might be time to cut strings and hire somebody else. It's the truth on how business works. Everybody that's incorporated with your business, your employees, everything, they're assets to your business. You are investing. You're going back to ramen noodles for the next month so you can hire some help so your numbers can increase on eBay. If you're willing to do that, you'll make it far. Right? Stop looking at money as it's the everything sauce. Okay, money isn't I'm not saying money can't bring you some fun and joy and shit, right? And some relaxability, because it definitely can, right? But if all you're thinking about is money when you're reselling, it's going to be tough for you guys, because you're not going to make it fast enough. It will come when you line things up right. You have a good system. You are smashing your eBay listings every day. You're hiring on help. You make your business legit. Now you got investments for reasons. I have investments to the point where if I quit now, I look like a fucking idiot. I look like an idiot, right? Because I got all the way to the point where we're a legit business. Now if I quit, it's my reason I failed. It's my reason I failed. I hope this video helped some of you guys out. If it did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you would, or hit the dislike button if you didn't like the content. That's fine as well. It's your boy Flippin' Soup. Until the next time, guys.